we're getting good at that dance. Hey?
Very good.
We're getting good. Guys, check it out. We got a guest
Good
in the
morning.
house today. We finally brought on a female. It's not just you and me
Yeah.
talking nonsense anymore.
With other dudes, too.
Yeah, it smells better in here.
Yeah, it does. Thank you for that, Jen.
Let me introduce her. Today's guest started her professional career at age 11 catering weddings, delivered newspapers, was a baker at Safeway, and worked at Dairy Queen, which was your favorite job.
Yes.
And now has a career as a medical transcriptionist. That was actually hard to say.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
All your jobs.
Also, she's happily married with 2 kids and 2 wiener dogs.
Oh.
We're going to talk about that one, too.
Okay.
Has participated in our Game Changer and 6-week challenges. This lady is always the life of the party and a complete opposite of an introvert.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to this firecracker, Mrs. Jen King.
Oh.
You even got an audience.
Yeah.
There literally is 30 people around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you?
I'm great.
Good.
Living the life.
I see you got your
Wait,
hands
what
set.
is the standard now? 10?
10 what?
10 people per room?
Yeah.
10 people, yeah.
No,
There's
it's
9 people here, Rick. Don't say 30.
yeah.
Don't say
I
30.
was
There's
lying.
less than,
I'm not
less than
counting
10.
mine.
It was actually just his button that made it
Less.
sound like 30. I was just trying to exaggerate this. But guess we can't
You
do
know what
that, right?
happens.
They're all gathered around watching
know what
us.
happens.
Somebody's already like this. Those guys. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay,
All right.
good.
Never
I have
mind.
my hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that.
I'm taking precautions against these guys.
Yeah.
Don't get too close.
We were just saying how nice it smells in here.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to talk about? You want to talk about the coronavirus like everybody else does?
Sure.
Can you
You're
tell-
either talking about the coronavirus or Tiger King.
Oh, have you watched that?
Yes, I have.
Why is that so intriguing?
What is it?
Because-
I saw
You
it on
haven't seen it
Netflix.
yet?
No.
It is the nuttiest thing that these people are actually out there. I'm like,
So
wow.
describe it to RJ.
Well, there's Joe Exotic, who owns a zoo
Okay.
with tigers and lagers and lions
Okay.
and bobcats, and he's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was back. So the show is based on them in what, early 2000s? Like, when was all this recorded? Or no, I guess it was because he was put in jail 2018, right?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and he had a rival. So he had a zoo with exotic cats,
He's in the
breeding
US.
and petting
Yeah.
cubs and making money off that.
Yeah.
But then this rival, Carol, who owns Big Cat Rescue, was like the opposite. But she was really doing the same things, just exploiting her volunteers
Yep.
for free.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah. So, anyways, there was a hit on Carol. Like this actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's in jail.
So the character Joe Exotic. So you got a picture of what are they Louisiana?
Is this fake or is this real?
This
this
is
is real.
real,
Oh, this
and
is
that
real.
is what is so intriguing about it.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to picture this guy, okay? So he's this very lanky guy with like a
Blonde mullet,
mullet.
yeah.
Okay.
He's got a goatee.
I like him already.
And
Got some piercings.
he's got piercings. He's a gun-carrying guy. Like, he likes to carry his guns and shoot at
Yeah.
everything.
And
Okay.
he's completely gay.
He's gay.
He
and
has
he's
2 husbands.
2 husbands.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is, and you don't know at first. They don't tell you
No.
he's gay at first, and you think there's no way that he is because he just looks like such a straight Southern guy with his gun and whatever, right, in his goatee.
Yeah.
So when it comes out that he has 2 husbands, it's actually quite the shocker. But anyway, so he has all these lions, and in fact, there's more lions in captivity than there is in the wild. Did you know
Yes.
that? Little fun
That
fact.
was amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Wow. And so, like Jen was saying, what he did is he would breed these cubs, and then when they're cubs, he would take them to malls and different events and let you pet them, and then he would charge for this, and that's how he did it. So over time, of course, these cubs turn into lions,
Yeah.
and then you have this 1,000-pound cat
Yeah.
that you have to take care of. And I think he had, like 1,200 of them?
Yeah, maybe even more.
1,200?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's a number, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm not exaggerating.
So was that
to point
all
out.
legal or was that not legal?
At the time, I think when he first started, it was, and then I think there were some laws made. I mean, I don't really know much about it, the
Yeah.
American
I think for the most part,
exotic animal world.
yeah, it was legal, but of course, like everything, he was starting to do things that were a little questionable, maybe a
Yeah.
little immoral. Towards the end, they found 5 cats,
Buried.
skeletons,
Yes.
buried in his
Yeah.
backyard. So
Yeah.
the way they portrayed it is that he shot him, left them back there.
Mm.
But then you also have Carol, who's his nemesis,
Okay.
who apparently killed her husband. Apparently.
I think she
Can't-
did.
yeah.
She fed him to the
Can't find him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her
Can't-
first husband, and she made a lot of money off him.
Yeah.
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 It's just, you should watch it.
Okay.
It'll take your mind off the coronavirus.
Yeah, it's just a train wreck. It's just.
I'm kind of right dive deep into this Ozark right now.
Oh yeah, I'm watching
Yeah.
Ozark too.
Yeah.
Episode 5.
That lady, I like the lady. The crazy one just doesn't care.
Which one?
Slashing tires.
Helen?
and-
Oh,
yeah, the one with the baby. And she's just straight
Oh,
gangster. Like
Yeah.
she's like, come and visit me at the farm. Like she runs that show.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that, right? Like I don't give a damn.
I'm not
And,
going to say what episode that I saw, but there was one part, I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for
Well,
sure
tell
it
us.
happens.
Which one?
With Wyatt.
Oh,
Don't
God, that
say
was
anything.
so
Yeah,
cringy.
'cause- Oh, yeah. I was just like, oh.
Don't say anything.
That's when the
Okay.
gag reflex.
I'll tell you
kicked in.
this: Vikings, one of my favorite shows. This guy ruined it for me. And
Oh,
told me what
'cause-
happened. This guy ruined it for me. I was literally on that episode, and he told me. Just didn't even
Yeah.
think about it. He just said it.
I know.
I'm like,
That's
wow,
the
how would-
worst
how do
thing.
you
I've
know where
spent
everybody
hours
is?
on hours on hours watching this, and that's my guy. And this is how I
What?
find out.
That's like my anesthesiologist when Jada was born by C-section.
Yeah.
And, I was waiting for that Lion King moment where they were going to hold up the
Oh, yeah.
baby. And, ah.
Yeah.
And the anesthesiologist behind me says, "Oh, I think I see girl parts."
Yeah. Those were his words?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah, can't you just sit back there and give me drugs? Yeah.
Like you ruined that moment for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
But
trying to just be funny, just to make you laugh.
Yeah.
Sure, that's what he was doing.
it would have been funnier if he came out a boy. If she came out a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Childbirth, I know nothing about it.
Yeah, a C-section, that's got to be,
Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah.
I had one natural and one C-section, and I would pick natural
yeah.
over that. Yeah.
And then, it leaves scars and,
Yeah.
How
I don't
big
know.
is that cut?
It's only like that big.
oh.
No, it's not bad.
How big was your baby born that was,
She
is
was
it Jada?
8 pounds 3 ounces.
That's a
Yeah.
fairly
Joel
big
was
baby.
8 pounds 9 ounces.
8 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of my babies were big.
So Jet was like 4 point something. And
Oh,
he
sweet
just
little
slid
thing.
out.
Yeah.
And then Kai, we couldn't. It just happened so quick. So when Jet was born, it was like we didn't even think he was happening. Right? People were like, "You're having the baby today." We're like, "No, he's like 3 weeks early. There's no way." And so Neri was getting contracted. We didn't know, right? So we're doing our thing, and then all of a sudden it got to Neri where she was like on the bed. She's like, and I'm like, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah.
Right? And then we were in the hospital for another 20 hours, right? Like the
Wow.
baby wasn't born, so we're in there getting comfortable. And we're like, what is we have no clue what's going on. And then Kai was a different story, so that's when I had my knee injury.
Right.
And Jerome was supposed to be driving us, and then Neri comes downstairs. She's like, hey, so I think I'm having the baby. She goes like that, pretty calm. I was like, okay. So I get up, I do my stretch routine, right, thinking that we're in it for the long run,
rush.
right, packing a bag, getting lunch and whatever. And then I leave the bedroom, right, because we have 2 bedrooms, so I sleep down at the old house. I sleep in the basement, or not basement, main floor. And then I come out and she's on the stairs, crawling up the stairs. And I'm like,
Mary.
Jerome! I called Jerome right away. Jerome, the baby's coming, the baby's coming, the baby's coming, right? I was like,
Where was she crawling?
she was trying to go up
the
the stairs to
stairs.
get something. She's like,
Oh.
right? So we get to the hospital, and then I get in there, and I can just hear her and then the doctor, we got to go now. And we're like, what do you mean? This is like a 20, 30 hour process. They're like, oh, this is happening. Boom, no drugs, nothing. Couldn't get it, just
Out.
You remember the feeling? Do you remember the feeling that as soon as that baby comes out, what's the first 10 seconds
Yeah,
of your
please,
what
share.
do you
I
think?
don't know. It's a miracle. It's
Yeah?
just it is.
Can you describe it? Could you put
it's-
into words how you feel?
It's the biggest life high.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
just
giving birth or being
giving
pregnant?
birth,
Yeah.
just that baby coming out, and then they give it to you. Oh,
Yeah.
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 I mean, and a C-section sucks because they just take the baby. You got to get sewed up, and
Yeah.
you don't feel anything. So, yeah.
I know Neri loved being pregnant. She just absolutely
I like being
loved
pregnant
it.
with my son. I
Yeah.
did not like being pregnant with Jada.
No?
It's, the myth. She sucked my beauty away. I was miserable. And then when she was 8 months old, she turned. And
no.
so she was breech. That's why I had to have
Oh,
a
yeah.
C-section. Yeah.
Jada's the second kid?
Yeah,
The older,
the second.
What's
youngest
your
one?
youngest. Joel.
You have a son? Joel,
Yeah,
right?
Joel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never met
That's-
him.
He was here for 3 days, and then
Yeah.
he hurt his back.
Oh,
Poor
yeah,
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's an office boy.
Okay.
Let's just say it that way.
I like it when moms bring their
Oh,
kids
yeah.
and the
It's-
kids
oh,
can't even keep up
it's
10%
over.
to what
Yeah.
mom's
No.
doing. I
His-
love
he-
seeing that.
His back hurt after 3 days. He had to go see
Yeah.
a chiropractor, and that was it. I'm like, come on. I paid for your 21 days. He's like, no.
No.
yeah.
No, it just goes to show how in shape a lot of our members
Oh,
really are.
big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah,
They
I
can't
love
even keep
that.
up.
I love being able. So, Joel took my old dining room table. So I took the leaves out, but I carried the table out to the car myself. And then when I was dropping it off, he's like, "No, Mom, I got it." I'm like, "I can do it too. Like I can help you, you know." And he's like, "I got it." I said, "I carried this myself." Like, and I'm so proud of that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do that 4 years ago.
No,
No.
no. You,
Actually, that's a good story right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's those little things that you don't really even
All the little
appreciate that you
things
can do now.
yeah.
Right?
Or I'm not in pain when I bring in the big pack of water from Costco. Before I can have it with one arm and still close my trunk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Carrie is it Weenie or Whiny or what is it?
McWhinnie.
Mc
McWhinnie.
what?
McWhinnie.
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 She got a question?
Can you say that?
McWhinnie.
Okay, you
McWhinnie.
got it.
What's her
She
question?
just says Jenny King.
She
Shelly
loves me.
says hi. Sherry Pansiera says hi. And
These are my gals.
Umish says hi.
Ladies,
Hi, gals.
ask a question.
Yeah.
I want to hear this. I want a Q&A.
They know everything about
I know,
me.
but let's just put it out there.
Yeah.
Maybe they can ask like one of those questions that only they know, but maybe everybody else will have to know. Shelly sucks. Is that who? Karpiak? Is that
Yeah.
who's talking? What do you got, Shelly?
Shelly, post something.
Yeah, let's see what they can say.
Yeah.
Let's see what they say. So you want to talk a little bit about your favorite job, Dairy Queen, and
Dairy
why?
Queen.
Oh my God.
Was it
Don't
besides
mention
the
Dairy
Loved it.
Queen. Now I want Dairy
Yeah,
Queen.
and when I started that job, I was 13 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So my dad's friend owned it. It was the one on McPhillips.
Okay.
So my sister was 14.
I met
was
that guy.
13. Choman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because did he?
It was
He
his
sold
dad.
it, right? Did they still own it now?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the time, it was his dad. I can't even remember his son's name. I worked with him.
Yeah.
But it was Bill Choman, who was my dad's friend, and got me the job. And I think Bill was even surprised I was 13 when I was filling out the paperwork. He's like, "What?" Anyways,
Wasn't that a fun time?
It was so fun.
Right?
Like,
Remember
just-
being in your teens and having a job?
Yeah.
And you're so nervous, and you go there, and
I
you're like
remember.
sucking up to people. And
I did faint on my first shift.
You fainted?
I fainted
From
at
what?
well, when you're drinking straight out of the nozzle, something's gonna happen, Jen.
Endless
Yeah,
ice
all that
cream.
ice cream. This girl Marla, she trained me, but she didn't train me on how to make everything. And there's this thing called the strawberry shortcake. I don't even know if they have it anymore.
Well,
So
it's-
she's
they
like,
have
nobody
it in
orders
pieces.
that. And this is a true story. Like, it's gonna sound like I made
Yeah.
this up, but this is a true story. So Marla says, nobody orders that. Like, there was a few things she didn't show me. Well, I'm at the chill with my little hat on, and these people walk up and they order 2 strawberry shortcakes.
Oh,
And I think the fear
oh yeah.
of not being able to do this, and I fainted. I woke up with Mrs. Choman in the back going, "Are you okay?"
That's good.
Forget that.
Do you, by chance, remember how much you made an hour back then on your very first job? I remember what I did.
Oh,
Do
yeah?
you remember?
Yeah.
I think it was $3.75. I want to say that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Mine was $4.25.
So
that was
that's-
my first job at
Yeah.
Fuddruckers.
So then you must have been a little bit older.
Well, I was 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
see?
catering job, I think I only made $2 an hour, maybe $2.50. That was at 11.
Yeah.
And then delivering the papers. It was actually the Herald, not the newspaper, but the Herald.
Okay.
And you only did it by collection. But my sister and I think it was $2.10 the check was every week. And we had to split that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it
You had to
was,
split it, Dooney.
and I honestly
But that's when
think it
that's
was
when your
5
mortgage was a nickel, right?
5
So-
bays or 5 little streets in our area in North Kildonan, you
Yeah.
know. But my dad, get out there.
I find that people from this area don't leave this area. They either go from North Kildonan to East St. Paul, or that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how many of your friends have moved out of this?
One for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Right?
One lives on the other side.
Yeah.
My friend Denise.
You're right. You still talk to Denise?
I still talk to her.
Okay.
I was texting her last night. Yeah.
Those Southies.
Yeah, the Southeast.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like North Siders and South Siders certainly are different types of people. Not in a bad or good way, but just different. There's just something. You can always tell whenever I go to the South Side, when I get that permit and they allow me to cross Portage Avenue and I go over there and visit the handful of friends that have migrated themselves over there. It's a different vibe, and it's almost sometimes I got to be like, I don't even know what words I can use here.
Yeah.
You know, eventually you loosen up. That's what alcohol is good for. But
Yeah.
it is a different type of person, different species for sure.
Okay, we have some questions here.
Ooh.
Okay.
Shelly wants to know, what's your favorite drink?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is Well, I have like 3. I like gin and soda. I like vodka paralyzers, and I do like Caesars.
Okay.
So she's asking that because she got the question wrong. I did like a friendometer or something. How well do you know your friends?
Yeah.
And she got the answer wrong. So she's like, every time I see you, you have a Caesar in your hat.
What do you think has more calories, a Caesar or a paralyzer?
Paralyzer.
Oh, paralyzer for sure.
Milk.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of fat.
Yeah.
Sugar.
The Pepsi. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
No
so
kidding
good,
when you
though.
think about it.
But
eh?
you don't drink much because we had this discussion. You said if they were to shut down
If
the
I was,
LCs,
yeah,
you'd be fine.
I would be okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I like to drink, but I'm the kind of person, if I'm going to drink, I'm going to go all the way and
Yeah,
have a
me
good
too.
time.
Yeah.
I don't need to have a drink daily.
Yeah.
You know, I like to go out and just
Light it
Rock
up.
on, yeah.
And that's what we were talking
up.
about yesterday. Is like, you know what? I'm feeling like I want to party, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to drink at home. You know what I mean? And dance in my living room. Like,
Yeah,
I
like-
want to go out. Like, I'm a go out guy.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I curl. So when I curled on Monday nights, you know, we'd have our few cocktails, and because it's an outing. But just to sit at home and have a drink on a Sunday night or a Thursday night, I'm just not like, I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah.
You curled right up until quarantine?
No.
No,
No. Well, when it got called that you couldn't have groups of people, the
Right.
club shut down.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The season's over now anyway, so we probably only missed a
second
couple
question. Sherry asks, what would Jen do now for $2 an hour?
That's a good question.
games. Not much. I am worth way more.
But what would it be?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a
Yeah.
no. It was a
Okay,
no.
yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I would do anything for $2. Are you kidding me?
You know what I did for $5 the other day?
What?
Oh, yeah.
With Neri. She put it, I guess everybody's extending this 10 push-up challenge. Neri
Yeah.
wanted nothing to do with it, so she's like, anybody who does it, I'll give you $5. So I did 10
Wow.
push-ups. I made $5. Would you do it for $2?
No.
I would do 10. I would do 10 push-ups for
I would do it for a quarter.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
You're going to give me money to work out?
Yeah. okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm just.
I'm
no.
cheap that way. Like,
Yeah.
or
Like,
I'm
it's funny
inexpensive that
because
way.
sometimes I want to get together and play dice games or
Okay.
card games or whatever, and
Yeah.
sometimes you play for money. Well, Tiffany wants to play for quarters. I'm like, get those loonies.
Yeah.
I'm like, screw it. Let's play $2, or next time we play, we should play for $5. You
Yeah.
know, like let's make it worth our
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why wiener dogs? Why is that your
I have
go-to
no
dog?
idea. So, long time ago, I remember I went on a trip with my then, well, he was my boyfriend then, but it was my husband. And we were just, you know, talking about ourselves. And he said he wanted a wiener dog if he could have a dog later in life. And I'm like, so do I. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just cute. And
Well, they don't shed, right? Or do
they shed
I
a
don't know
little
much.
bit.
I
yeah.
don't know anything about wiener
Mine
dogs.
don't shed very much. No. And
They're funny to look
And
at.
so we got one. I didn't know much about them. So when we got married and we got one, and he was just the best thing. And now I don't think I could have another breed. They're so loyal.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's like us too. I mean, and it's weird that people they get that dog and they're like, I got to have the exact same dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not get a German Shepherd and a Chihuahua? I don't know. I
Yeah.
bet we have
Yeah.
a tendency to get
That's
the
true.
same type of dog, right?
Yeah. Because that's what you know and you trust. And
I guess it makes sense. I guess it makes sense.
yeah. And but I'm just not a big dog person. You know, I had a girlfriend come into town one time, and she brought over her black lab, and the dog was there for the day because we had gone out. So her dog stayed at my house.
Uh-oh.
The next day, I am scooping up balls of hair, and I'm like, I couldn't handle this. You know, like just the vacuuming every day.
Well, and then you're
upkeep
cleaning
and,
up human poop, right? Like it's not
Yeah,
like
it's
little
big.
dribbles. It's
You know, wiener dogs can poop pretty good too.
just
Like,
comes out
what?
as a
That
long
came
thing.
out of your body.
I remember Isha. She was only 20 pounds, and she could let a dump go. That was
Yeah.
pretty good. Like, and it was.
It was
handful
spiral,
and-
like
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lots.
like an
I
ice cream.
can't
cone.
even do like when Jet says, "Oh, I'm gonna poo." So one time we were at the I don't know the mall or something. He's like, "Daddy, I gotta poo." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I plop him on, and you gotta hold him because he's too small, otherwise he's gonna fall in, right? And I'm just sitting there, and I can just smell everything, and I'm like, you know, like he's crunched over, it's coming out. So yesterday he pooed, and I just put him down and walked away, and I just flush it, don't even look, and then wipe. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I
man, just-
know.
What's his face like when you're doing that? Is he like?
Oh, he's hilarious. No, he's like, and he's making all the noises, and I'm just sitting there laughing at him, and he's, Daddy, I'm pooping, and I'm like, yeah, let's go.
So as parents, what is the? How do you train your kid to poo in a toilet? What are you doing? Put them in the little baby toilet first?
Yeah, the
No,
little toilet.
don't. I would
Don't do that?
recommend never to do
Oh,
that.
I put the little toilet in the bathroom
Yeah.
and then would bring a book,
Y-
sit there,
yeah.
try and poo.
It was hard to get him off that. We had a potty, and I would
Oh,
never, because
okay.
you got to clean it, man. You know what I mean? They have these little seats, right?
Yeah.
You get him a stool, you just put him down, right? I would never go back to the So Kai is not going to, he's going straight to the toilet.
You must have to put a little ladder to get up to the top of a toilet with a stool on top. Like
They have
must
they have
seem pretty
stools,
high.
man.
Yeah, they have little
They have
steps-
little
little
like
step
perfect
things.
stools for kids.
Oh, yeah?
And then they have this little seat that you put inside, and so it's padded and it's
And
perfect
you can
for
make
their
it
butts.
fun for boys because you can throw in Cheerios and say, try and aim for that.
Yeah,
or
the next thing is to get him
Yeah.
to stand up and pee.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's interesting. So
Yeah.
setting a target.
set a target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know it's going to end up on the outside of the toilet anyways. There's no control. Even when you get to my
that's why
age,
just
there's
sit down
no
and
control.
pee. You know,
Yes, it's
Yeah.
better for your prostate, man.
well, there you go.
Except in the morning. Because when that thing's not bending downwards, you ain't sitting down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a technique. You just lay across it.
Yeah. Well, help it go down.
When my very first YouTube video I shot, this was when we first started Fit Club. It was about, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago now. And it was called 10 Things Women Will Never Understand About Men. And one of it was how to pee with a hard-on. And the funny thing is that anybody who commented only commented on that thing. It was 9 other good
Right.
points, but
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
we talked about. So if I ever shot another video, I would just 10 points on how to pee with a hard-on, because that's what everybody seemed to be interested in. They laughed like crazy about it.
Yeah.
But it was the technique. Like, you got to
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Forward.
That's it.
Push it
Yeah. Push
forward.
it down. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or you
geez.
can sit down and put it in, but then you might dip into water.
Yeah, but what if it springs up? You know what I mean? That could happen. I
These
don't
are
know.
these are guy
You're
problems.
getting
These are
yourself,
great.
you're giving yourself a lot of credit if you can touch the water.
The bowl was overfilled that day.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you might be undercrediting, because there's no way you're getting her down there. You know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
true.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
true.
it ain't-
All right, we got a new question
Let's hear
from
it.
Sherry again. What is the top 3 bucket list items? Top 3 bucket list items.
Oh, bucket list.
So you think on that? Cindy's laughing at us. She says, "Keep this conversation going. It's helping her with her fast." And Shelly says, "Cheerios in the bowl." So that's how I'm going to
Yeah.
get Jet to start peeing
That's
standing
right.
up.
That's the winner.
I don't know if he can sit down on the toilet. I'm good with that.
Is Jet tall enough where his wiener will be over the toilet? Or, like, I feel like he's this big.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
it's
what do you
gotta
mean over the
stand
toilet?
up.
Or maybe you put him on the stool?
He's got a big pecker. It's gross. Like, it's like, what? And
No.
he's like, "Daddy, it's hard." And then, like, he pulled up his pants and it was sticking through his underwear because it's so big. It's
I can't
hilarious.
It's a little baby
He can
boner
hold.
already?
He can hold
Yeah.
it. He can hold it with his
Really?
hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
and little boys are so interested in it. They'll sit there and they'll
Oh, yeah.
fondle and pull.
Yeah.
and,
Oh yeah. He's nonstop touching his penis.
I
And
wish
it's
I
hard to get him
remembered.
to do this hand sanitizer. Like I'm just
Right.
getting him to start washing his hands.
Yeah.
Like it took forever just to wash, but he doesn't touch anything.
Yeah.
And they're
You know?
fast. They run
and
around.
then they eat everything off the floor and
Yeah.
like. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like,
You know what?
it's
It's life.
impossible to
It's
prevent
life.
these guys from
Yeah.
putting germs in their mouth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I guess
t-
that's
bucket
list?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. Well, I do want to get overseas one day, like to Europe, to Thailand, somewhere. I've never left the continent. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been to Jamaica. That's
Okay.
an island.
The all-inclusive stuff.
No,
Mexico.
not in Jamaica. Jamaica, stay with the locals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on a side street. Love it.
you like that.
I
instead of-
love that.
You like getting off that the compound and getting out
Yeah.
there with the locals.
Like Jamaica, we've always stayed up in
I
the
agree.
hills,
Yeah.
like up in the cliffs,
Mm-hmm.
and then got into Negril. But I mean, the last time we stayed at a resort on the beach because
Mm-hmm.
that's 4 times just to change it up. But yeah, and we don't stay at all inclusives there. But I mean, there is something to say about it. The last vacation I did was an all inclusive, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's relaxing and
We're going to be hosting
Very
an all-inclusive workout, hopefully,
Yeah.
by the end of January, February. So we're going to get all the fit fam. We're going to do a couple workouts a day, and then just like hang out with one another.
at a resort.
At a resort, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're setting that up.
So it's called Fit Club. Fit Club.
No, we can't do the fitcation.
No. Fit Club in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
From the blue to the beach.
Nice.
So Jen's going to be, RJ, myself, and Jen, we're going to be coaching there. We're going to be bringing other coaches as well to do yoga. So every day there's going to be about 5 different workouts
Right.
that
So
you
you
can
can
participate
choose.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you do. Have you ever done something like that before?
No.
No.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And I think the rates are going to be so low.
I hope.
I hope so.
Yeah. Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking this $2,500 all-inclusive 5-star resort. I think it's going to drop down to around $1,500.
Well, they're going to have to bring the people in. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have to stimulate the economy, and it's not going to happen like because nobody's traveling October, November. Some people
well,
are
some
doing
people
December.
Are. Some people are. Yeah.
But they probably won't open that up until August.
I don't know when this is all going to end.
Yeah.
I have no idea when this is all going to end.
So
Bucket list number 2.
Hold on, can we backtrack for a
Okay,
second?
yeah.
So you said go overseas.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'd love to
Specific,
travel overseas.
specifically.
No,
where?
just go see more of the world.
So just travel
Yeah.
everywhere in Europe. Do you like that? Jump on a train, go to Portugal
I'd
one
like to
day, the
see-
Ukraine the next day, and try
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like
Never done
tour
Europe.
around.
Never done like the city style, but we've been to Thailand. We've been to Indonesia. So in Indonesia, we actually went to a tiger farm. So like you can go
Oh.
and walk around the tigers and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
the big thing is they're all
There you
super
go.
sedated.
Maybe
and-
Joe Exotic. was
Joe
there.
Exotic. right
Yeah.
there. So how did you feel? Did you think that was super cool?
No,
Look
not
like
really.
tigers?
They're just chilled out, right? They're
Yeah.
just big cats. I mean, it was cool because we got to like, be with the elephants. And the difference between, so we go to Hawaii because honestly, I've been to Thailand, I've been to
Right.
Indonesia. You go to Hawaii and you get very similar environment. You get the same similar water. You get the similar experience when you actually like go into the rainforest and all. It's very similar, but it's 8-hour drive versus 8-hour flight versus a 36-hour flight,
Right.
right? So the only thing you're getting out there is a little bit more raw, meaning like you're walking around with tigers versus them being in a cage, right? Like you're
Right.
because they don't have these big laws and right, so but you're also taking a bigger risk, right? Like in
Yeah.
Hawaii, you're 100% safe unless you get stuck in a hike that was, apparently supposed to be short. And
Yeah.
anyways, that happened to us and we almost died.
Oh.
Yeah, our friend Phil. Anyways, so but when we were out there, it's you're in there, you're in the mix. But the problem is like nobody speaks English. We're all driving on like scooters, no helmets, and
And I like that. I like that
you have
experience
to be
of that.
open to dying. Like I'm not like you have to go there. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
You have to be willing because when you're driving on these, if you're not getting driven around and you're driving on the streets, first of all, in both, it's backwards, right? And like
Right.
the biggest thing for me, I remember one time Nara and I we went into the city and we got massages. It was like $5. It was amazing, and we were coming back and they had a road stop. And I'm like, I'm not going anywhere near that road stop because they're going to they're going to try and get money from me or
Right.
something. And so I was like, I just spun around out of fear. And like, there's just we've driven into the town and it's probably normal to them. Like where we go and we watched like a Muay Thai fight, like a legit kids were kicking each other. Guy got knocked out. It was crazy. Right. And then you're in there and you're like, it gets dark and you're like, oh God, like if I didn't have my phone with GPS, it gets a little scary when you're in
Right.
Hawaii. You're downtown. Hey, there's a tourist from whatever. It's not
Yeah.
that crazy, but So it's a raw experience, but you have to like say, okay, no fear, no fear.
How do you get over the fear? I feel like we're so bombarded with the worst. Like even go to Mexico. Everybody's like, don't go to Mexico. The cartel is going to murder you while you're sitting.
You know what?
having a
It's
pina
called
colada.
common sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
for the most part, yeah.
I
Like
mean, you can walk in Winnipeg, and
Yeah.
the same thing can happen. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not the same type of people, but
Yeah.
it really comes down to common sense.
Yeah.
So when my husband and I were just away, it was the battle for the towels in the morning, and I just said to him, "I'm not going to get up at 5:00 in the morning to do it because I'm not going to walk by myself."
Yeah.
Because why is this girl walking in the hallways and some guy?
Yeah.
I just said, "You go." Plus, then I could sleep.
Yeah,
But I'm not going to take chances.
Yeah. I personally feel that if you learn how to cope with your fear, get
Yeah.
over your fear, that's
Yeah.
when you really start to live your life.
yeah. And you see
You know what I
things
mean?
differently, right?
Yeah.
You see the risks versus like walking around scared, right? Like
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people, once they experience, like, say, walking through
Yeah.
a city like that, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, no one's even paying attention
Yeah,
to me. I
exactly.
thought I was
Yeah.
going to get robbed 12
Yeah,
times already.
exactly.
And everybody's like,
Yeah.
hey,
Right.
lady,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Yeah.
But I
Right
think
over
as
here.
a woman, like
Yeah.
to be by yourself,
Yeah.
in a foreign country, in
Yeah.
a hotel, and it's dark in the morning, isn't the best choice.
Yeah, I guess.
It isn't.
Yeah.
And you're not just dealing with the people, the
Locals.
or the staff. It could be other people as well. It could be patrons as well.
We went to Mexico one time, and this guy got extremely wasted, and he started play wrestling with the worker.
This
right?
a local? Who's
No, this is a guy from Vancouver.
Okay.
Right? So he's, the whole week he was being obnoxious. Like nobody liked this guy. He was just super annoying. And then I guess one night he went to the bar, and then he got back, and he was just absolutely annihilated. He started wrestling with one of the workers there, and the worker, they're just like, hey, yeah, sir, yeah, right? They're just being super nice. The guy put him through a glass table,
Wow.
severed
worker-
an artery. This guy was spurting out blood.
Which
Like,
guy put who through the table?
The Vancouver guy put one of the workers through.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was taking it too far.
Yeah.
and they put him through. And if it wasn't for people that we knew there that took him to the hospital and paid for his bills, like the hotel eventually like reimbursed him, but it was just like, they're not the threat. Like it's the idiots that go on these trips. And they think, well, I'm all inclusive, so I get to be a 5-year-old, right? And then they act like 5-year-olds, right?
Yeah, and they hit the buffet, and
they're sitting out in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Well, and you become very entitled because you think everything's included. I paid for this.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean?
So I better overeat every day. I better wake up and drink first thing in the morning.
And that's a good point. And I can tell you this: anytime I've ever traveled, and I like to go off of the main drag too. Like I remember when we were in, it's in Mexico. Where's Fifth Avenue?
Playa del Carmen.
Playa del Carmen. Yeah. And, everybody, it's just so touristy, right?
Yeah, I find it.
It's so expensive to go there, and it's just, I might as well just be in Canada because it's all just Canadians there. So I took Jen off, and we went about 5 or 6 blocks off, found this little dude in a taco stand.
Yeah.
And the tacos were 50 cents, and I got a little can of Coke.
Yeah.
And we just sat on the curb, and it was like one of the most memorable experiences of that trip.
Yeah.
And yet it's the most simplest thing to do.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is when we were there, and I was with her, and we were, the only tourists in this area, nobody looked at us in any sort of a scary way. Everybody was waving at us, very friendly. So you're right. I find that the problems that you deal with on vacation are from the tourists. Always the tourists. It's amazing. So the locals, I feel like we don't give them the respect that they deserve. We just assume that they're going to
try and rob you.
Yeah, always. I don't even know why.
They're there to work. You know what I mean? They have a family.
They're just trying to feed their kids.
Why would they want to screw that up?
Why?
Exactly, because we are their livelihood.
Yeah.
If tourism doesn't happen, they're not getting paid.
But at the end of the day, I feel like humans are humans no matter what, in whatever country, and nobody's inherently trying to hurt anybody. In fact, I feel like everybody's trying to help everybody.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to have the bad apple. You're going to have the criminal element. But, like you said, common sense will, probably make sure you avoid that for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel like if you're going to travel, do it with no fear. And then you can really check out and experience what that country has to offer.
Yeah.
So, Jen, let me ask you this. Before quarantine,
Yeah.
so 15 days ago, what was because I know you were here on the workout 2 weeks ago.
Day. Yeah, the last day.
And that seems like forever, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does seem.
So what was your schedule like before quarantine?
Well, I would get up Monday to Friday
Yeah.
and come here for 6:55.
Yeah.
Do my workout, come home, grab myself a coffee.
Yeah.
Do the phone thing for a little bit, and then I'd work. I work from home.
Yeah.
So I'd have to basically quarantine myself to my electric chair
Yeah.
and type away.
Yeah.
But I'd always break up the day, either running to the grocery store, I'd have an appointment, go for a hot tub,
Yeah.
So not having that anymore, not having anywhere to go,
Yeah.
has really made it, okay, I got to find something to occupy my
Yeah.
time. So we've done puzzles, we've done some arts and crafts, I've done lots of baking, lots of cooking.
I find it hard to do those things because we're just so used to like grandioso things. Like, the phone is like the biggest like you can do I could learn how to speak French in a day. Do you know what I mean? Just by the phone. But that guy's really tall. Distracting. Anyways,
is there a lineup of people going to know
There's one
for
guy
us
just
We
walking
could see
around.
him
I've
right
never
through
seen a
the
guy
glass.
that tall.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's hard to do the puzzles and all that stuff because we're so, with Jett, I would take him over to Jump Zone or,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
these big things that were just super awesome. And now you got to scale it back, right? Like,
Yeah, so you're probably looking for more activity to do. I'm looking for
Yeah.
activity, but you've
Active.
got little kids,
Yeah.
so you're trying to keep them occupied.
yeah, wear them out
As
basically.
well, where
Yeah.
Jada and I can sit and do a puzzle together,
Oh,
or
yeah.
we can do something together. You
Yeah,
know?
watch a TV show or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puzzle.
Custom Puzzles is one of the top 5 businesses to get into right now.
Wow.
Custom
Right.
puzzles?
Custom
So like
puzzles.
your picture?
Yep. You'll send a
Okay.
picture, they make a puzzle, and then, so right now, any of us could do it. We just go online, but a lot of people won't. So if you wanted to start a little side hustle,
Oh,
Yeah.
custom puzzles.
Yeah.
Probably
Interesting.
wouldn't be that hard.
And everybody's talking about puzzles right now, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
Because it passes a lot of time.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
But then what do you do with it? What do you do with the puzzle when it's done?
You frame it.
You could frame it, glue it together.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So what's your schedule like now? So like how has this really affected you?
Well, now I sleep in.
Okay.
Not
so what's
today.
sleeping in?
Yeah.
What's sleeping in? Because
Like
the
8
morning
o'clock,
crew is
8:30,
6:55. That's the sleeping crew.
8:30.
Okay.
8:39.
What time do you go to bed?
Well, when I was working,
Yeah.
because I'd
Yeah, you
break up
should
my
always
day.
stay up late.
I would stay up late, you know,
Yeah.
because I'd have to get my hours in, and it's very easy to get distracted at home.
Yeah.
I mean, morning was good.
Yeah.
Because I got up and I did it.
Yeah.
But, I can't sit there for 7 hours.
Yeah.
So I would kind of break up the day, but then it would be nighttime and there'd
Yeah.
be things to do, or you just want to enjoy the evening with your family. And I'd be like, oh, I got to still put in 2 hours.
I'm like
You know?
I'm like you. I like the feeling of being up at 11 o'clock p.m. I don't
Yeah.
like going
And
to sleep
I'm
at 8. I really don't.
There
It's-
are
I
studies.
feel like you're missing out, eh?
I
A
do.
little
There's
bit.
something I'm missing by being sleep that
Yeah.
early, but I really enjoy being up at 11. I don't know what it is. The
Yeah,
energy
I am,
of the
I am
night or something.
productive. I'm productive in
Yeah.
the evening. Like, give me 10 o'clock at night, I'm putting in a load of laundry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working. I just can't sit on the couch from 9 till 11 watching TV. I just can't do it. I'd rather, do dishes then or whatever. But,
So what's going on now? So you sleep in 8:30, 9.
yeah, have coffee,
Yeah.
think about life.
Okay.
I always
Workout? Doing the workouts?
I'm doing the workouts in the afternoon.
Okay.
Actually, last week for 2 mornings, I did them like right when I got up. So
Okay.
like 10:30.
Have you missed a workout yet?
Saturday, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, but I went for a long walk.
Yeah.
But no, I've been doing them, and I love the pump classes in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Today's going to be flexibility, mobility. I
great.
feel if we add more working out to people, it's just going to deteriorate. It's
Well,
not gonna
that's
be
all
fun
right.
anymore.
Yeah, because you can always go back to the videos that you like.
They
right?
have the option to do it
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's workout, just so you know, is a duffel bag
Oh, yeah.
workout. So just
Oh,
let
fill up a duffel bag.
Fill up
a
a duffel bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to incorporate that. So just so everybody's listening, just be prepared tomorrow. What I would suggest is put some towels in there to fill it up, and then in the middle,
Yeah,
put some
weights.
cans of
Right.
corn or weights
They
if you
could
have
probably
it.
go fairly heavy too. I
You
would
could go
think.
heavy.
Maybe 20.
The-
I think 30 pounds is probably the max for some of this stuff.
Yeah, the workout that we have set up, it's a lot of back and legs. Everybody's back and legs are pretty strong, so
So you
want to
want
put
one
some
big
weight.
duffel bag
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then just try to fill it up, like you said.
with towels.
Put the
and-
weights
yeah.
or whatever you've got that's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Water bottles, like that. This is probably the easy. Everybody's got thousands of these at home, right?
Yeah.
So just put them in your.
Or like a 2 liter of Pepsi, or
Yeah.
I mean,
Ugh.
if we have
We
those,
shouldn't have
we
that.
shouldn't have those.
Cans
should
of
not have
Pepsi,
that.
so that when you're done, you just pop them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be the workout for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
so
more
this coronavirus has really, it's affected my life. It's affected my job. It's affected, my daily routine. But
you-
it is for everybody.
What's your social schedule now? Like, because
None.
you're a pretty socialite.
Yeah,
So
and
what
that's what it is.
adjustments? Zoom calls.
Yeah,
I know you
so
guys
we-
did a
we've-
walk with.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done walks. I met Amber for a run. I've done 2 virtual parties.
Okay.
Where you all call and get in all at the same time, just a FaceTime thing and have
Okay.
a drink. And
Yeah.
it was my sister-in-law's Lynette's birthday last week.
Yeah.
So the curling team all got together and
The hard part about doing a Zoom and like having multiple people is if you all talk at once, it just sounds like one big noise versus sitting in a room. We can be having a conversation and tune that conversation out and
Right.
and
that was the thing. I did one with Shelley and Mark and Sonia.
yeah. Was Mark shirt on?
Yes, he was dressed.
Okay. Surprising.
Sherry and Dina. And yes, it was a 2-hour conversation.
Yeah.
And Leo was on there.
Oh, Leo.
Yeah. So, and it was super fun. It was
Yeah.
super fun. But it was long,
Yeah.
right? It took up like over 2 hours.
Yeah. I find the virtual stuff takes longer for sure.
But I mean, what else do we have to do,
Yeah.
right?
That's it.
The
Yeah.
new way of conversing could be a very efficient way, and then you can also share documents and stuff
Yeah.
if you had it, or
Yeah.
pictures. Everybody looks at it.
I
once.
like human contact. I
too.
really do.
Yeah.
I like person to person. I like getting out there. So just, yeah.
One of the things that I've been talking about is how I feel like the solution is going to be worse than the problem with respect to this whole Corona thing.
That's a Trump line.
Is it?
Yes.
He's a Trump guy.
Are you a Trump guy?
I like
okay, let's not
Donald
get
Trump.
into that.
Yeah, we won't make this political.
Yeah.
But anyways, I feel like we're eventually going to become, depressed. We're going to be disconnected. I mean, if
Oh,
you're
for sure.
if you're a type of person who likes human contact, what's going to happen? We can't talk to people anymore. We're not going to be in shape. We're not going to be in shape anymore. We're probably going
Not
to eat the wrong
confident.
food. We're going to lose the confidence. We're going to turn into the introverts because we'll get used to that way of doing things.
That's what I'm scared of.
So great. We're going to, and just another thing too, and not to take this into a negative way, but I made this post about closing the liquor stores.
Yeah.
Right? It got a lot of traction.
Yes.
And you can see people on both sides. And all I'm saying is, okay, so you're going to open the liquor store, and people are you're going to grab a bottle of wine, you're going to put it back. I'm going to grab that bottle of wine. I'm going to catch a coronavirus. Maybe I die.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's still open. Come to the gym, we still follow the same
Right.
procedures
Yes.
So which life is more important? Like the person that goes to
Yeah.
the store or the one that goes to the gym?
Well, it's government and money, probably.
I mean,
right?
there's always the underlying issue, but that's the point that I was trying to make is why one and not the other. All I was saying was close everything, solve this problem quickly, as
Right.
opposed to cherry-picking businesses that
Yeah.
somebody feels should kind of be open for whatever reason. It's
Put
ridiculous.
put us in our houses for 2 weeks, and everything kind of gets delivered or whatever.
Yeah.
But you
that's
still
it.
have to go to the grocery store.
Probably,
I mean,
no,
there are
but just
essential
everything you
things.
just order online, and they just deliver it to
Just
you.
have it delivered.
Phone call,
But for my parents, they have no electronics.
no phone.
Well, they have a phone.
So
But-
there you go. They
well,
call
you-
you.
yeah.
Hey Jenny, what do they
No,
call?
but they
What do they
can't-
call you?
Jen,
Just Jen.
Jennifer. Yeah.
No nicknames.
No.
Boo boo.
No.
You don't have one?
They're not sweet on me.
Oh, yeah, right. That was in the bio. I kind of left that part
Yeah.
out.
Rick, what does your mom call you? Just Rick.
Just Rick.
Just Rick.
Well, it was Ricky. And
Yes.
then
That's
somewhere around
cute.
14, I was putting my foot down. I'm like, that's it. I'm a grown man now at 14 and a half years old. It's Rick.
I call him Ricky. Ricky Ricardo.
But you know what? Now it's endearing. And people who,
I love it,
who
yeah.
knew me as young will say Ricky still. And I'm like, yeah, that person knows me from.
You know why? Because at one point in time, you put Ricky down somewhere. So I just kept calling him Ricky when he first joined.
Yeah.
And so it
I
just
like
stuck.
nicknames.
I can't get it out. Once I get a name to you, even if it's wrong, that's it. That's how I know you.
Well, I know I posted something like, give Sherry and I and Dina a shout out from
Yeah.
Jenny B. And B is my maiden name, but that's how a lot of people refer to me was Jenny B.
Okay.
You know,
What-
so
what's
that
your
still
maiden name?
It's Polish. Brewhart.
Brewhart.
Brewhart. Brewhart.
That
Yeah.
might have to be the new one moving forward. You're in my classes. Move your ass, Brewhart. How do you spell that? Brew. B-R-E-W?
BRUHART.
Jen, what do you think? Rick should wake up now and do a couple mornings?
Yeah.
Coach a couple mornings?
What else do you
Way to
have
put
to
me
do?
on the spot, eh? What else? I don't know. You can answer the same question. What do we like to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sleep in.
Yeah, I mean, there are studies that show that there are people who are morning people and there are people who are evening people. And some businesses have gone to the extreme where they'll like change their hours or have different shift times for people because they can't get up in the morning, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I just, maybe. It's one of those things I preach about something called a dinosaur mentality. I don't ever want to not change just because I'm so used to my ways. It's something, I mean, I'm certainly practicing now. I've been up for 15 straight days at somewhere
Yeah.
between 4 and 5 a.m.,
Yeah.
not necessarily happy about it,
You
but
were
I'm
in bed
doing
by
it.
8 yesterday.
So, and what does it take? 21 days to form a habit?
Yes.
So maybe next week I'll be like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Well, yeah, and I've gone the opposite. Now I don't have to get up.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, for me to be here at 6:55,
Oh, I know.
yeah.
So how
like,
do you,
even my husband says, I can't believe you're doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
How does your body feel that early when you're on the blue and you're bouncing around during that warm up? Are you like, I'm so glad I'm here, or are you just dying on the inside?
no, I'm not dying.
No.
No, I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm up, and I'm glad I'm getting it over and done with to start my day. Because I'm not going to come later on. I mean, I tried that, but I just found I just didn't have the drive. You
Yeah.
know, because I get up, it takes me 5 minutes to get ready. I pop in the baby blues. I pin my
Remember
hair
Carlos?
back. Yeah, I pin my hair back and brush my teeth and go. Like I don't have
Yeah.
coffee. And bring my water with me, and I'm here.
I don't know. I remember you were in my classes. I can't remember
Yeah,
how
I
many
was
months ago.
doing.
You
yeah.
remember? And I was like, who the hell is this woman? All of a sudden, you're just a completely different Jen King from where you used to be. So something was motivating you. I feel like you were really crushing those evening classes. So if you're like me, like
Well, I think you gave us a little challenge. You said I challenged the morning girls
Oh, yeah.
to come to the
that's
afternoon
what it
once a
was.
week. So I came for a few weeks.
And that's why you're going so hard.
So
Well,
I'm like,
whatever
you
it
know
was.
what? I can do this.
Yeah.
Like it's not every day, right? Yeah.
I just remember you working so hard. I know I picked you up. Remember, I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Why are you so like this right now? Why are you a rock star? You training for the Olympics or what?
Yeah.
What's happening? But yeah.
No, it is a
You can
difference.
always tell when somebody's got that little bit of effort.
Oh,
from,
big time.
From day one of walking into Chief Peguis till now is a huge difference. Like
yeah.
I'm a totally different person.
In
Yeah,
what
it's
way?
crazy that we go back that far.
Yeah.
Chief Peguis.
I mean, I wasn't there that long.
Yeah.
I think it was a month.
Yeah.
And then you guys were moving.
So besides physical appearance, what else? How have you changed from?
Oh, mental health too.
Mm-hmm.
Like for sure, just feeling better about myself and getting out there.
Better choice of clothes now.
Yes. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, you don't have to hide it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't have
You
to
show
wear
your
the
arms, you show
the
your back.
moo and the
You know,
flared out, the empire
It always
waist.
surprises me when I see a woman that's wearing a scarf when it's warm out.
Mm-hmm.
What are you wearing a scarf for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, or those big. I guess they're called muumuus. I don't know. Like they look pretty fashionable, but
Yeah.
they just
There
weren't
are
giant.
Yeah.
scarves that are fashionable.
Yeah.
Fashionable.
Yeah.
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 No, there are.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're more out there. So what? You were more introverted before? I feel like you probably weren't.
No, but
No.
my friend, the friend group has changed also from working at home,
Mm-hmm.
and having kids younger. My friends were having kids later, so you kind of just go separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
So just meeting the girls in the area and being able to hang out with them here.
Mm-hmm.
And making your little party groups and
Yeah.
your book clubs or your let's meet for coffee. Or
Yeah, I was supposed to be a part of this book club.
But
Well,
You're
when
not
this
supposed to be a
happened-
part of it. You're just going to
Are boys
come
allowed?
and attend one.
are boys allowed?
Not really.
Hey, how old's
but
your boy?
He'll be 26 next week.
So how many of his friends hit on you because you're a hot mama? Does that happen? I went through this big time with my mother, and it drove me bananas. I can only
man,
imagine
I
what
would
your
hate
son
that.
has to deal with.
No, I
gross.
remember him saying, "Mom, my friends think you're a MILF or whatever,"
yeah.
and I'm like, "What?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, especially, I guess he grew up around that area where MILF was a word. 'Cause
yeah,
back in the day,
right.
it was,
That
didn't
was a
have that
word.
word.
Yeah,
Do you remember where it came from? That word?
yeah, the American Pie.
American Pie.
American Pie. Yeah.
It's funny
Great
how that
movie.
stuck. It
Yeah.
was.
So I got a couple facts here.
Okay.
Carrie says you sleep with your makeup on.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Sherry says that you also put on lip gloss.
I put on lip gloss a lot.
Okay. We should do one time.
Little
Rick,
fun
you and I
facts.
with lip gloss.
Yeah, I am a lip gloss freak.
Okay.
I will not deny that.
And is it the same lip gloss always, or are you up for
yeah.
trying different lip glosses?
All for trying different.
Yeah.
I like the tinglers, the plumpers. I mean, who doesn't?
Wait, what is that? What is that? 'Cause I just sound
Yeah, what are we
sexual right
talking about
away.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wear it to bed.
Understood. The tinglers and the pumpers.
But
Those are
I
two
am.
words of the day right there.
Tiffany laughs at me. She goes, "All the colors are basically the same." I'm like, "No, this one's a little lighter. This one's has a little more of a lavender hue." And
Yeah.
she's like, "They're all the same."
So how much grooming does a woman have to go through? Like what's, for guys, it's the grays, right? So when we get older, it's the grays. What
Yeah,
else?
it's going to get your hair
Body-
colored
body
because. Oh yeah, body aches as you get
I
older.
guess everybody gets the body aches.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember coming home from a girls' trip, Grand Forks, and my legs were killing me. And I'm
Sitting?
like, what is. No, just I think from walking.
Oh yeah.
Like just my shins and my calves, they were just killing me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm getting old, like my legs shouldn't be hurting from this.
Yeah.
Or my first nose hair. No, I have a nose hair. It comes. I don't care to admit things.
Yeah.
It comes out about every 3 months.
Oh
it's
yeah.
just one.
And it's just a
Yeah, so you're putting on your cream or whatever, and all of a sudden it's there.
yeah.
Like, damn it.
Yeah.
That started about 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from. I got about 50 of them. I got to
They're
get
coming.
right up in there.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Oh,
It's awful.
The nice
And-
thing about a beard is that you can hide a lot, right? So if
Yeah.
I get a zit or something like that, it's
Yeah.
in the beard. If
Well,
I got
and
a
girls-
long nose hair, just, it's in
And you
there.
can restructure your face. You know what I mean? Like if I shave this off, I'm
Yeah.
sure I'd have 7 chins. Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
never shaving this thing off.
Yeah.
Ever.
yeah, like when I met my husband, he didn't have a goatee.
Yeah.
And he has such a baby face. And, like, I can't imagine him shaving it now.
Yeah.
He's got a full beard or a goatee.
Kind of like you.
Okay.
Yeah, just half or
Mary
whatever.
hates the beard. She wants it.
I
Really?
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
So do I. It just makes it easier, right? I can do
Mhm.
anything with my hair and it still looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As soon as
I-
you go baby face, you have to go all out, looking GQ. You got it's a whole nother
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Just because rubbing up against her face it hurts, or what? Or just the overall look of it?
I don't know.
Looks
I guess
manly.
We'd have to ask her that.
Looks manly.
Yeah.
You might have to learn how to swing a hammer. Be able to put up a
let's not
picture.
go there, Rick. We're not doing that.
This one time, his fish swallowed one of his own fish.
Oh, yeah.
So the fish ate its own fish in the
It's
aquarium.
a giant fish
Okay.
that ate a small fish and was stuck in its mouth.
Yeah, so he had to hire me over there, bring a man to pull the fish.
Meanwhile,
out
I
of the
didn't know
fish's
this guy
mouth.
was just as sloppy as me. So-
Yeah, I love how you so I'm dealing with a fish, a floppy fish.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it out of an aquarium, and it's got another fish in its mouth. So you can imagine how
I
hard
don't
it is
touch
to
fish.
grab this thing.
You
right?
don't. Are you
Oh, no.
scared of them?
No,
or
it's just gross. I don't
it's
like
gross
gross things. I don't.
So,
yeah.
so I net the fish, I grab the fish, and I'm trying to, with pliers, pull this other fish out, or with tweezers or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And this thing started squirming, ended up behind the aquarium.
Rick panics.
We
No,
had
I'm just
to,
kidding.
You
we had to
guys.
somehow. I don't even know if we managed to stick an arm
Oh,
back
yeah, it
there.
was
We got
crazy.
this fish
Yeah.
back, and apparently it was a messed up fish after the fact. But I mean,
Yeah.
It went, like it felt like jail in there. So this was the fish that was eating every single fish that I had. Apparently, you can't mix up your goldfish.
Okay.
Like they have torpedo fish, they have the fancy fish, they have all these different fish, and so he just picks at them, right? And he was the big dog, so he just kept growing
Big
and
meanie.
growing and growing. And then we did this, and he was like in the corner, and the other fish started to pick at him.
Yeah. You know what? A little back of medicine back.
Yeah, and it's funny how that works in that world too,
Yeah.
right? So that was a
Whatever
fun-
happened to that fish? What happened?
you know what? Before he was dead, I just, I'm not going to kill you, and I'm not going to throw you in the thing. I couldn't fit him in the what are they called? Sewer. Like the thing wasn't big enough. He was pretty
Oh,
big. right?
wow.
And so I took him to the red, and I just threw him in the red. I don't know. He's in water. I didn't want to kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. He could be still in the red somewhere. He's got like
I
those
doubt
Simpson
it.
4 eyes. Yeah.
Hey, have you ever had to deal with a loss? Have you ever lost a dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went and got more dogs after that?
So we lost our dog Jumbo. Okay, so Jimmy.
Was he a wiener?
He was a wiener.
A wiener named Jumbo?
Yeah, he was an oxymoron. He was the best
That's
oxymoron.
awesome.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a red wiener. Because now I have a black and tan and a dapple. Yeah, and he lived for 15 years, and
Oh.
he was the best. He was the coolest dog. Like
Yeah.
we have Jackson Jimmy now. They're just not as cool. Like if you put them together, they would be. But Jumbo was the coolest dog. Yeah, and it was really hard. So we lost him November of 2016, and we had gone to Jamaica as a family Christmas trip. And I said, "Oh, maybe next summer." 2 days after that trip, I was calling the breeder. I just miss the sound of them and just somebody with me. Yeah.
Yeah, after I lost my dog, I I don't want a dog. I don't ever want to deal with that pain again. To me, the awesomeness of owning a dog doesn't outweigh the hurt of losing the dog.
Yeah,
Yet.
it was.
You know what I mean? Yet. And maybe that'll change eventually,
Yeah.
but it's amazing how that little dog got so deep
Oh.
into my heart, right into my DNA, and losing her, I would never want to experience that again. And he was with me when she
Oh, it was
passed away.
crazy.
I
tried-
held
we-
her.
We
I
tried
held
to
her while
do
she died.
CPR,
Oh,
mouth to
God,
mouth.
It was
Yeah.
crazy, and I always think to myself, "Is that the best way to lose a dog?" And I think it was.
Yeah.
She died in my arms. As opposed
Yes.
to, how would you feel about putting a dog down? Oh my God, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like you are
Well,
now deciding that your dog is dying.
We had to because Jumbo was just getting old. He couldn't see. He was
Yeah.
having major accidents. He was walking into walls. He couldn't go backwards anymore.
Yeah.
And I remember our vet. I had gone to see him 3 times, and he finally said, "Jen, it's time." I just couldn't make that decision.
I know.
He was so. He was so old and just could not, couldn't go up the stairs anymore. And I would wrap him in a blanket every night and hold him, watching TV, and
Yeah.
he was my little baby.
Yeah. I still, and I see the reason to do it, but man, how hard is it to pull the
Oh, it was
trigger
hard.
on
It-
something
like
like that?
to go there, I couldn't even walk in.
Yeah.
I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When are you going to get a dog?
I had 2 dogs.
You had 2
When I
dogs?
when I was a kid, we had 2 dogs, and they were the yappiest dogs, and we would just let them out. Like we didn't
Yeah.
have a fence, nothing. We just let them out, and a couple times they would come back, and you can tell they got like bear maced or kicked, and you know what I mean? Oh yeah, because they eventually went blind, right?
What?
So why would a dog go blind when it wasn't that old? And so these dogs, they eventually got blind, and we'd let them out, and nobody would be watching them, and sometimes we'd forget. So the first dog just gone, right? Gone, right? And then the second dog, same thing, gone. So I had them for 10 years.
So you let your dogs run free, no fence, and you still owned them for 10 years?
Well, I was 10.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We didn't have any fences. They would just come back every
Yeah.
time.
You wanna hear
But
a-
one day it didn't come back.
A wild story about a dog. So a friend of mine lived in EK, moved out to East St. Paul,
Yeah.
has a Rottweiler, Taz. But Taz wants, and he was a great dog, Taz wants to go home. Like, he's not used to this, right? So he decides to run back home. Well, I guess somebody thought, oh, this is some kind of bear or something. Shot him. Shot the dog.
No way.
Yeah. So, anyways, they found him. He was still living. Took him to the vet. The vet said he's better off living with the bullet than me doing surgery and taking it out.
And did they ever find the person that shot this dog?
No.
That guy better stay in hiding for the rest of his life.
Yeah. And I mean, Taz was a big Rottweiler.
Yeah.
So I don't know if on his trek back home, somebody thought this is a.
Could have been a threat. Could have been a threat,
Yeah.
and I could probably see that. You know, a wild dog with that kind of power and that kind of presence, it might put some fear into somebody.
Right.
And if I had little kids running around, or maybe little chihuahuas, I might take a shot at it too. I don't know. It's tough
I
to
don't
say.
know.
I probably wouldn't, but you can see.
I don't know if he got close to anybody. Like he was found on the side of the road. So.
Where like so on the side of the highway.
On Henderson, yeah, he ran down
on
Henderson, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We got another question here, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yep.
Okay.
Sherry goes, how did Jen first get introduced to Fit Club, or NLT, I guess?
Oh, this is a great question, Sherry. Thanks for asking that. Lynette's 50th birthday.
Yes.
Tiffany's there. Candace is there. Nanette's there. And they are... Candace actually has a video. Oh, I should get her to send it to you.
Candace Semenyak?
Yeah.
Okay.
She has a video because a few drinks in, and they're bugging me, and they're
Oh, yeah, I
bugging me.
think I
And
remember
Tiffany
this.
was on my butt all the time about it. You should come, you should come. So a few drinks, and Candace gets me on camera because they were relentless. So I said, okay, I'll come. I will pick Tiffany up at 6:30. I said, what time do I got to be there? And I said, and I promise I'm going to come, and then I'm going to come the next day.
Yeah.
Because I remember Jen looking at me the next day and said, you came back. Yeah. And Tiffany couldn't believe I picked her up. She goes, I can't believe you're doing it. I said I would.
Yeah.
You know, I like to stick to my word.
You like those
Yeah.
little challenges, eh? Or issue even for yourself?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know, I try and stick to my word. So I said I was going, and yeah. And I can't believe I kept going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well-
I remember saying to Jen, what the hell's a rutabaga? I don't know what a rutabaga is. I was looking
Was
at
that
the
Nobody
menu.
knows what a rutabaga is. I
I'm like,
still
I
don't.
can't
I
eat
ate 'em.
that.
That was Little Black Dress, round one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know. I remember those rutabagas and the concern or the chaos that it caused. Everybody's like, "What the hell's? Why can't we just eat a potato?" You know what I mean? Anyways, we just broke a record. We're at 52 minutes.
Wow.
53 minutes on this podcast.
57.
You might be our most interesting guest so far.
am.
Yeah.
Hey, might have to have you back. Anyways, we're gonna wrap
Anytime.
this. We're gonna wrap this up. Thank you very much, Jen Kane, for coming. We're gonna exit with a little dance. Thanks for all the questions, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a good day.